Let's quickly go to Jim Gray.
Well, we're here with Scottie Pippen. We just saw about Scottie singing. Were you a little nervous with that rendition of Take Me Out to the Ballpark?
No, I wasn't. You know, I probably just learned the words over the last couple of days, but I wasn't nervous at all. You know, I knew most of the words, and I just kind of wanted to come out and make it a fun thing.
Lockhart gets a base hit. He's on first. We found out about your voice. What about your back? You had back surgery. How you feeling?
Well, it's done great. I mean, it's been perfectly fine. You know, since the surgery, I've really recovered very well. I think I'm ahead of schedule, and I'm pretty much where I want to be.
Assuming that at some point this situation with the NBA and its players will be worked out, do you see any circumstance in which you would return here to Chicago? Given this reception, it would seem awfully difficult for you to leave.
Well, yeah, it's been a very difficult question being sitting in the middle of all these Chicago fans. But, you know, right now I'm just kind of leaving myself open. You know, I do see the opportunity of returning to Chicago, but...
You do?
To sit here and say that I am coming back to Chicago and to say that it's my #1 option, you know, I would be telling a lie. I'm going to be, you know, looking elsewhere, and that's pretty much, you know, the position that I put myself in, and I'm happy to be in that position.
Nothing etched in stone, though. The option's open to return here.
Yeah, the options are definitely open. You know, I look forward to just going somewhere and playing and being competitive and being able to win.
Chipper Jones at the plate, Lockhart at first. Have you spoken to Michael Jordan over the summer? Might you know his plans and his thoughts?
Well, not really. I mean, we don't talk about basketball. I mean, the season is over for us right now. We're just hoping that the lockout is resolved to some degree. But, you know, our thing is that we're going to make our decision when everything is settled.
If you make your decision seemingly positive, however, here in Chicago, that would seem to indicate that would make things at least a little bit easier for Michael to come back. Would you agree?
Well, I mean, Michael's still one of the best players in the game. So, I mean, losing one of his teammates, I don't think that would be any dramatic change to his game. But, you know, I've enjoyed my career playing with Michael. I'm sure he's enjoyed the same. So, you know, if the opportunity presents itself for us to come back here, then, you know, maybe we'll look at it.
You think he would like to return if it's possible?
I think he just opened all avenues right now. I mean, I'm sure he's leaning more towards leaving the game, you know, due to the fact that I have an opportunity to go look elsewhere. But, you know, we're going to leave his decision up to him when the time comes.
Scotty, we're going to let you enjoy the baseball game. We enjoyed your singing. We enjoyed covering you. And we look forward to next season, wherever it may be.
All right, Jim. Thanks.
All right, back to you, Bob.
Jim, thanks to you and to Scotty. Phil Regan, the pitching coach, paid a visit to the mound. Mulholland has now fallen behind Chipper Jones 3-0. Lockhart's bounder up the middle was the first hit off Mulholland. This is his third inning of work in relief of Kerry Wood. He walks Jones on 4 pitches. Beck is warming in the bullpen. Galarraga's coming up. Double switch by Riggleman. Sandy Martinez, the new catcher. Rod Beck, the new pitcher. Galarraga, the hitter. 2 on, nobody out, and a swinging strike 1. Martinez will hit in the 9th spot, bringing him up second in the bottom half of the inning. Tyler Houston, the starting catcher, made the last out in the bottom of the 7th, so Beck will hit in his slot 7th in the order. A ball and a strike.
Tell you what, Rod Beck was a guy that they leaned on heavily down the stretch, and he came through for them.
Up high.
The last game he pitched against the Giants in the playoff game, the last inning, I should say. I mean, he was on fumes. He couldn't get his fastball above 80 miles an hour.
Into center field. Lance Johnson started back. Now comes in a bit to take it. So Galarraga is disposed of.
And Rod Beck just took the ball every time they gave it to him, Bob, and didn't complain and went out there. I mean, he is a true warrior. I mean, he doesn't have overpowering stuff like Hoffman has, so he has to work for his saves.
Gerald Williams for his first at-bat. Important reserve for Bobby Cox. Good fielder. Dangerous bat. Hit .305 with 10 homers, as you saw. This Atlanta team is so good that people almost take them for granted. And with everything else that happened in baseball, McGuire, Sosa, Kerry Wood, and the Yankees with 114 wins. Left field well hit. Rodriguez on the run, leaping, it's over his head. A run will score. Here's the throw to the plate, and it's late. It gets by Beck backing up. The other runners move up to second and third. So here's an Atlanta team that won 106 this year. Pretty much slipped in under the radar with the Yankees winning 114 and all the other exploits by individuals around baseball. They're on the verge of sweeping the division series for the 3rd straight year. And if they do it, they'll await the winner of the Astros-Padres series. Andrew Jones walked to be placed on first, bringing up Eddie Perez, and Perez on the first pitch just about busts the game open by taking Beck out of the park for a grand slam home run.
Well, that is a devastating blow to the Chicago Cubs. The wind seems to be blowing that way a little bit now. Well, let's take a look at this pitch from Beck to Perez. It's a slider, and it stays up, and Perez puts a charge into it.
Five runs home in the inning. 6-0 Atlanta. So after a season as a workhorse, perhaps Beck just has nothing left.
I think that's more the case than anything else, Bob. That was a slider. It wasn't as bad a pitch as I originally thought, but still it was up a little bit, and Perez really tagged it.
The Braves have now outscored the Cubs in the series 15-2. And Bautista whacks one to left. Rodriguez retreating. This one up against the fence. Bautista sprinting for second, and he'll hold there. And Maddox now finds himself in a laugher. Fouls it off.
Well, he mentioned that they used Beck a lot down the stretch, and he came through for them, but here he just cannot reach back and get any more. I mean, he was able to close out the inning for them to get into the playoffs, but I think he's just run completely out of gas.
1-1. So anticipating all the maneuvers in the 8th and 9th inning of a 1-0 game with Maddox on the mound, that's all gone up in smoke. 1-2. Back to Beck. He knocks it down, finds it, throws Maddox out. Depth.
Right.
Look what happened in this inning. Gerald Williams and Danny Bautista, who came in for defense, each delivered big hits, and Eddie Perez, who is their second catcher, although he's the regular catcher when Maddox works, hits a home run, a grand slam home run. These are not their marquee guys, but just like the Yankees are able to bring fresh troops off the bench and fresh troops out of the bullpen, that's how you win 114 or 106.
Yeah,
it's not just the superstars.
Depth is the reason you can win over 100 ball games.
Weiss is the 9th man to bat in the inning. Beck's 1-1 pitch. 2 balls and a strike. The Braves swept the Mets in the final weekend of the regular season to knock them out, on the verge of sweeping the Cubs to knock them out of the playoffs. Foul ball. Suddenly Wrigley Field falls very quiet.
But one thing I've noticed in the fans are not leaving. They're sticking around because I think they're going to, even if the Cubs aren't able to come back, I think they want to give them one last salute, and I think they deserve that.
A pop-up. Grace is under it. 9 men bat. 5 of them score. 6-0 Atlanta.